지금 뭐라고 한 거예요? 통역. 주호진 씨 통역해요.
2026 is just around the corner, and K-dramas aren't holding back. January is already packed with K-dramas that will start our year right, including Kim Seon-ho's long-awaited rom-com return, Park Shin-hye back in a lead role, and Kim Hye-yoon front and center in a buzzy fantasy romance. Today, we're breaking down every K-drama dropping this January 2026, the release dates, the wild plot hooks, the star-studded casts, and most importantly, exactly where you can stream them internationally. Let's get into it. 1. The Judge Returns.
그때부터 10년이다. 해날로 밤에 목줄을 차고 살아온 개 같은 세월이.
The Judge Returns is kicking off January 2026 with serious revenge energy, and it's already shaping up to be one of the most talked about K-dramas of the month. Premiering January 7, 2026, this fantasy legal thriller stars Ji-sung as Lee Han-young, a corrupt judge who dies after being used and discarded by powerful elites, only to wake up 10 years in the past. Armed with future knowledge and a heavy dose of regret, he decides he's done playing pawn. Instead of chasing instant redemption, he rewrites his fate piece by piece, exposing corruption, turning the legal system against itself, and dragging down the same people who taught him how dirty power really is. Based on a hit web novel and webtoon, the drama leans into sharp courtroom tension, psychological warfare, and Ji-sung's signature slow burn intensity that always explodes when it matters most. If you're into dark legal thrillers, revenge arcs, and morally gray leads, this one should be on your watch list immediately. It airs in Korea on MBC and is scheduled to stream internationally on HBO Max in select regions. 2. To My Beloved Thief.
내 이놈! 난 이 나라의
놈이요? 뭔 놈이?
To My Beloved Thief, also known as Dear Bandit, officially kicks off January 3rd, 2026. And this is one Sejuk rom-com fans should absolutely have on their radar. Airing on KBS 2, the drama blends Joseon-era intrigue with mystery, body swap chaos, and crackling romance. Nam Ji-hyun takes the lead as Hong Eun-jo, a genius physician by day and a righteous thief by night, secretly stealing from corrupt officials to help the poor. Enter Moon Sang-min as Prince Yi-yeol, a mischievous royal with a sharp mind and a secret job as Joseon's unofficial detective. Their cat-and-mouse game is already fun, until fate flips the board completely. After a mysterious incident causes the two to swap souls, everything spirals. A thief trapped inside palace walls, a prince forced to survive life on the streets. Suddenly, enemies are sharing secrets, navigating political traps, and seeing the world through each other's eyes. And that tension slowly turns into something far more dangerous: feelings. With body swap hijinks, palace politics, enemies to lovers chemistry, and a slow burn romance at its core, To My Beloved Thief is shaping up to be one of January 2026's most addictive historical dramas. 3. Spring Fever.
오늘도 침울하게 하루를 시작해볼까? 웃지 말고 즐겁지 말고 기쁘지 말고.
Premiering January 5th, 2026, this TVN romance stars An Bo-hyun as Seon Jae-gyu, a big, rough-looking local guy full of tattoos and has a rugged look, but with zero subtlety and a surprisingly soft heart. He's loud, earnest, and a little too enthusiastic. And then there's Lee Ju-bin as Yoon Bom, a former soul teacher who runs away to the countryside after a brutal heartbreak, arriving with her heart completely shut down. Their connection starts awkward. He's her student's uncle, overly friendly and impossible to ignore, while she's determined to keep everything strictly professional and emotionally distant. But in this quiet town, walls don't stay up forever. Through shared meals, small favors, and everyday moments that slowly pile up, his warmth begins to melt her defenses in ways she never planned for. Soft, comforting, and quietly romantic, Spring Fever feels like watching winter fade into something gentler. Catch it on TVN in Korea, and stream it internationally on Prime Video with new episodes dropping every Monday and Tuesday. 4. Can This Love Be Translated?
本気で茶の人いう人が好きです
지금 뭐라고 한 거예요? 통역. 주호진 씨 통역해요.
Can This Love Be Translated is already shaping up to be January's most anticipated Netflix rom-com. Premiering January 16, 2026, this global original brings the Hong sisters back to what they do best: messy emotions, sharp dialogue, and romance built on misunderstandings that hit a little too close to home. Kim Seon-ho returns to the rom-com lane as Joo Ho-jin, a multilingual interpreter whose job is to stay invisible and neutral, until he's assigned to Cha Moo-hee, played by Go Yoon-jung, a world-famous star with zero filter and brutally honest thoughts. On set, Ho-jin starts adjusting her blunt words to protect her image, and those tiny translation choices slowly turn into emotional ones. As they travel the world filming a show, it becomes clear they don't just speak different languages. They understand love in completely different ways. Filmed across Korea, Japan, Canada, and Italy, the drama plays out like a sleek travel rom-com, where every press tour, red carpet, and airport becomes another test of whether love can survive being constantly filtered. Fans are especially excited to see Kim Seon-ho finally back in a full rom-com, and this marks Go Yeon-jung's very first romantic comedy, making the pairing feel fresh, unexpected, and instantly magnetic. With slow burn tension, miscommunication as the main obstacle, and the Hong sisters' signature wit, this one is primed to dominate conversations. Streaming globally on Netflix starting January 16, 2026. And yes, this one already feels like a must-watch. 5. No Tale to Tell.
말해봐 뭐든지. 소원이 뭐야?
No Tale to Tell might be the most chaotic fantasy rom-com kicking off January 2026. And honestly, that's exactly why everyone's watching. Premiering January 16, 2026, this SBS drama goes weekly on Netflix globally, making it an instant international conversation starter. Kim Hye-yoon stars as Yoon-ho, a 900-year-old gumiho who is very, very happy not being human. She loves her eternal youth, keeps up with human trends like a Gen Z queen, and carefully avoids doing good deeds so she never loses her fox immortality. That plan crashes spectacularly when a freak accident with Kang Seol, played by Lomon, a narcissistic, world-class football star who knows he's handsome and rich, strips her of her powers overnight. Suddenly, Yoon-ho is fully human. No tails, no magic, just emotions, responsibility, and a body that bruises. What follows is a high-energy fantasy rom-com packed with culture shock, ego clashes, and unexpected heart, as a chaos-loving former gumiho and a golden boy striker keep running into each other while slowly catching very human feelings. With Kim Hye-yoon's signature comic timing, Loman's polished celebrity energy, and a setup that flips the gumiho trope on its head, No Tale to Tell is shaping up to be one of 2026's most binge-ready premieres. Streaming weekly on Netflix worldwide, starting January 16, 2026, and airing in Korea on SBS. This one's already screaming viral fantasy rom-com. 6. Undercover Miss Hong.
작은 회계 장부를 직접 찾아온다.
말단 사원은 위장 장비파라고요? 20살입니다.
Undercover Miss Hong is serving retro chaos, workplace tension, and undercover thrills, all wrapped in late 90s nostalgia. Premiering January 17, 2026, this TVN weekend drama is set during IMF crisis Seoul, when money was tight, corruption was everywhere, and one bad decision could ruin lives overnight. Park Shin-ye stars as Hong Gyun-bo, a 35-year-old elite financial supervisory service inspector who lives for her job and has zero personal life to speak of. Thanks to her baby face, she's sent undercover as Hong Jong-mi, a 20-year-old rookie employee at a deeply suspicious securities firm. Dropped straight into a cutthroat, male-dominated office culture, she has to fake youth, swallow insults, and dig up evidence, all while hiding who she really is. Things get complicated fast when she clashes with Shin Jong-woo, played by Go Kyung-pyo, a cold, brilliant CEO who only trusts numbers and profit, and who may be connected to the very crimes she's investigating. Blending retro office comedy, undercover investigation, and second-chance youth themes, Undercover Miss Hong taps into that satisfying fantasy of rewinding time. But with adult stakes and sharp social commentary. With Park Shin-ye pulling double duty and Go Kyung-pyo back in full corporate mode intensity, this is shaping up to be one of January's most buzzworthy K-drama premieres. Streaming globally on Netflix and airing in Korea on TVN, starting January 17, 2026. 7. Positively Yours.
내 약입니까?
Positively Yours is the rom-com that does everything completely backwards. Instead of meet, date, fall in love, then marry, this one starts with one night, jumps straight to Is It My Baby, and drops a marriage proposal before either lead has figured out their feelings. It premieres January 17th, 2026, airing Saturdays and Sunday on Channel A in Korea, with international streaming still to be announced. Oh Yeon-seo plays Jang Hee-won, the youngest ever manager at a major liquor company, ambitious, career-driven, and firmly anti-marriage. After growing up with divorce and emotional scars, she never really unpacked. Choi Jin-hyuk is Kang Do-jun, a chaebol CEO heir who also swore off marriage, haunted by guilt tied to his older brother's death. Romance wasn't part of his life plan until one tipsy night flips everything upside down. Now they're forced into a marriage neither of them planned, inside the same company where power, reputation, and family pressure are watching their every move. Add a longtime best friend whose feelings complicate everything, friendships starting to crack, and a workplace that becomes both battlefield and home. And you get a shotgun office rom-com where marriage happens first and love has to catch up. Based on a hit webtoon, Positively Yours leans into chaos, adult choices, and messy emotions. Less fairy tale, more, we made a decision, now we have to live with it. Last on our list is 8. I'll Prescribe You Love.
우리 할머니랑 영주 아씨 할아버지랑
두 분이 눈 맞아서 도망이라도 가셨어? 대박.
I'll Prescribe You Love brings back classic, cozy KBS weekend drama energy. Premiering January 31st, 2026, it airs in Korea on KBS2 with international streaming still officially TBA, though early promos mention Prime Video and local platforms like WAV. This 50-episode family romance follows two families locked in a 30-year feud, forced back into each other's lives as long-buried secrets resurface. At the center are Gong Joo-ah, played by Jin Se-yeon, a fashion designer, and Yang Hyun-bin, played by Park Ki-woong, a fashion executive haunted by an unresolved first love. Their relationship unfolds as a mature, slow-burn romance shaped by family pressure, old wounds, and second chances. With its warm tone, generational conflict, and gradual healing, I'll Prescribe You Love is built for viewers who love long-form dramas that take their time. Emotional, comforting, and deeply human. Premieres January 31, 2026 on KBS2, with global streaming details to be announced. And that wraps up today's list. Now tell me, which drama are you most excited about? I'm so excited for Can This Love Be Translated? Now, click on this video next to see the most romantic K-drama couples of 2025. The pairs whose chemistry, tension, and quiet moments kept us believing in love all year long.